live series. I'm so excited to be here with Garrett. He's an experienced broker realtor who knows the market inside out. So today we're going to dive into some hot topics with Garrett and kind of look into what 2025 would look like in the market, challenges buyers are facing right now, and what 2025 could hold for inventory and days on market. So thank you again for joining us, Garrett. tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
First of all, thank you for having me today. I appreciate it. And I really appreciate you doing this show. I think it's super cool for you to do, giving people an opportunity to chat in the real estate space and for you to share information to your people on your channel. So kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you.
I'm a Carson City boy, so I'm born and raised in Carson City. I live in Carson City, work out of Carson City. And I've been doing real estate for 24 years. So I got my license about a month before I graduated high school. Been doing it ever since. I love real estate. I'm passionate about real estate. And I think it's one of the best careers that you can get into, especially getting to be your own boss. So excited to chat with you today about the market and what's going on in the Northern Nevada area.
Absolutely. All right. So let's kick it off with the $1 million question. Garrett, if you had a crystal ball, what do you see happening in the real estate market in 2025?
So in 2025, I don't think we're going to see a huge change from what we saw this last year. I think we'll see some more transactions. I think there'll be more people coming into the marketplace, so push the number of transactions up. I think prices go up a little bit, but nothing wild. It certainly won't be double-digit appreciation, but maybe 3%, somewhere in that range. And I think interest rates are going to stay somewhere in that 6.5 to 7 when it's all said and done, which is the reason I don't think the market's going to go gangbusters next year, is because of that. Once rates start to trickle down, though, and maybe that happens towards the end of 2025, but I think it's probably 2026 until we get there. Right now we're in this weird spot of we don't have enough inventory for a couple reasons. We didn't build enough for like a decade. We didn't build enough houses. So now we're trying to play catch up to what we need because of all the people that were born and looking to get into the marketplace in that decade that we didn't really build anything. And then we also have a ton of people who are sitting on 2.5% and 3% interest rates that are saying, I'm never moving. I got a $1,500 a month payment. I'm cool. I'd like to have more space, or I'd like to not take care of a 1 acre lot size, but I have a $1,500 a month payment, so I'm not moving anywhere. So, and as a salesperson, there's nothing I'm ever going to say that's ever going to overcome that objection. And they're right. Financially, that makes sense for them to stay put. So you don't have people moving. You don't have enough new inventory coming on the market. And I know that sounds crazy to say because it seems like every corner you turn, there's a new subdivision being built, but it's still not enough.
Yeah.
So
interesting. That's awesome. Oh, it's. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. So, when rates do come down, there's going to be a place to where people that are sitting on those 3% rates go, okay, now I need that extra bedroom. I have not one extra kid. I have 2 extra kids now, and I really need that extra bedroom. So I will take my payment from $1,500 a month to $2,700 a month because I have to, and the interest rate's only 5.75. So, I don't know what that magic number is for the interest rates for people to get out of their 3% ones, but there will come a time where we find that equilibrium where people want to do that.
Awesome. Well, that's a little bit of a relief for like buyers who feel, a bit stuck right now. What do you think about like competition level wise?
This is always a good time of the year to be a buyer. There is less competition out there. It's holiday season. It's cold outside. It's going to snow here soon. Maybe, hopefully not. But the end of the year, the first 2 months of the beginning of the year are always a good time to be a buyer because there are less buyers in the marketplace. Really irrespective of what the market conditions are doing, it's just there's less competition because of just the time frame. So this is a good time to be out there. Rates have come back up some. So interest rates aren't great. I wouldn't say it's a great time to buy based on interest rates. But here's a stat for you. I just did a panel 3 days ago up in Reno. The median home price in Reno in 2014 was $250,000. It actually was a little short. It was like
Wow.
247 and some change.
This is like.
Yeah.
I think this is the most.
That's the most recent one. Yep.
Wow, you said 200 and what?
250 to round it off.
250. Oh my goodness. And then look at it now.
So over a 10-year period, you've seen how much appreciation has happened in the marketplace. So if you can get in now, and don't wait for the rates to come down. Don't wait for the prices to come down. In the short term, I don't think the prices are going to come down because as rates come down, prices are going to go up. So that jump in equity, that's $400,000 in a decade that somebody could have made in median home price buying 10 years ago. So the best time to buy real estate is today.
100%. And also, speaking of buyers, let's talk about, their current challenges. I know you mentioned a little bit, but what are you seeing with your clients lately? What are your buyers really up against in this market?
Really just affordability. Yeah, whether and most of the time that conversation is centered around first-time home buyers. But it's also for the people looking to move up in the market. For example, I have a couple clients who are sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity, literally hundreds. One client almost $600,000 in equity. So for them to buy up, they're going to buy in that $800 to $1 million range. And you probably don't want to take all your equity and put it into the next house. So, let's say you buy a $900,000 house and put $400,000 down, put $200,000 in the bank. Your payment, which used to be, let's say, $1,500 a month, is going to be $2,800 a month. So even taking most of that equity and putting into the new house, you're going to almost double your payment. So it's not just a first-time home buyer problem. It's people looking to move up or move down in the marketplace.
All right. Well, Garrett, let's look at another piece of puzzle as far as inventory. What are your thoughts with 2025? How is that going to look like, you think? And also days on market.
So we've seen inventory come up just a little bit in most of our marketplaces in Northern Nevada. Carson City's actually gone up by about 20% in inventory, which that's a nice little jump. But again, it's still not enough. So in Carson, I'll give you some context. Right now today, if you wanted to buy a house, you would have about 180 homes to choose from. And when I say homes, I mean stick-built houses, condo townhomes, and manufactureds. So you'd have about 180 to choose from. Back in 2010, 2011, there was always 450 homes on the market at all times. So, we're less than half of that inventory, and that wasn't a great market back in 2010. It was definitely a buyer's market back then. But, we're less than half of that inventory that we used to have, close to 15 years ago. So we need more inventory.
So would you say sellers should consider listing sooner than later? For those who are thinking about it?
For the sellers, do I think your house is going to be worth more next year than this year? Probably. Is it going to be considerably more? No, it won't be considerably more. So really, I think it's going to be some of that timing of, are you looking to sell your house here locally and buy locally? You're probably worried about that interest rate if you're looking to do that. The best position to be in right now is to sell out of our market and to move into another market, because we're still getting really, really good prices for houses. I know I've wrote 2 offers up in Reno over the last 2 weeks, and both of those houses
Nice.
had multiple offers on it.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. So let's move on. We're going to do something different. We'll do quick fire questions. Okay. So whatever's first in mind or top of mind for you. So, number one, what's your dream home feature you'd like to have or love to have?
That. So my last two houses have been old houses. I live in the old historic district in downtown Carson. And I love old historic houses, but I really want a modern shower with, like 10 shower heads would be okay. I might settle for 8, but 10 would be cool.
That's cool. That's a good feature.
That's the feature I want. That's it.
All right. Awesome. Next, most common buyer mistake you see.
Most of the time I see buyers, they want to rush. They talk to a lender and the bank said, hey, you can go spend $600,000. And by golly, they want to go spend $600,000 tomorrow. And a lot of times, just being a little more patient, the right house will pop up or a better scenario for the house that you want to buy. It all kind of comes together. So that's the thing I tell buyers is just be patient. It all works out how it's supposed to work out. It's not a race, and take your time.
Great advice. I love that. Okay, so one word to describe the 2025 market, in your opinion.
Stable, consistent.
Stable. Awesome. I like that. And last one, advice for first-time home buyers.
So advice for first-time home buyers would be if you can get to a place of having all of your ducks in a row before you go look at houses, before you start making offers, you can make your offer stand out a little bit more. And here's what I mean by that. There's a difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter. Make sure that you're working with a pre-approval letter, which means that the bank has actually looked at your financials and seen them and approved them, rather than you telling them how much you make without them verifying that. So have that done up front. And then if you can get to a place of feeling comfortable, maybe waiving a contingency or two, that would give you a little leg up in this market. Just the one thing I tell you to never do, especially as a first-time home buyer, is always get a home inspection. Even if you're buying something that's brand new, get a home inspection, make sure you know what you're buying. But if you can get away from an appraisal contingency, if you're putting enough down, or maybe there's good enough comps that the bank will let you do that, that's a way to make your offer stand out.
All great advice. I love it. Okay, Garrett, before we wrap it up, any final thoughts for our viewers, especially those who are buying or selling in the near future?
You bet. Make sure that you're asking questions of your agent, and that you guys are looking at things from all angles. You're looking at property lines. You're looking at home inspection reports and pest inspection reports, and you're doing those things in your due diligence, so you know exactly what you're getting into. Get a home warranty. Make sure that you have a home warranty if you're going to buy something. And if you're a seller, I'd really encourage you, if you're interviewing agents, talk to more than one of us. All of us are a little bit different. We do things a little bit different. All of our personalities are different. So, talk to 2 or 3 of us and make sure that you find the right fit for you.
Great advice. So, Garrett, you already answered one of the audience questions. So the next question is, should sellers make upgrades before listing their home?
Always a good question. It depends. If the flooring, let's say you have carpet and the carpet is 25 years old, it's matted down in places, it's got some stains, it's probably better to replace that carpet than do a flooring allowance or taking it off the purchase price. That being said, if you're going to change, you're going to paint a room because you think that color would look better, as long as it's not bright, a bright neon color, I would say you may not need to do that. So I'm never a big fan of dumping a whole bunch of money into it unless it really, really needs it. Because if you pick gray carpet, they wanted blue carpet. You pick white cabinets, they wanted
Yeah.
brown cabinets. So, I think you got to be careful doing that.
Good advice. Very smart. I love it. So this has been very insightful, very fun. I want to thank the viewers or whoever is going to be watching this later. I hope, this gives you guys some value for anyone that's thinking of buying or selling, right? And also what's to come in the 2025 market. So, Garrett, where can people find you if they have any
You
more
bet.
questions?
So best place to find me is on my website, which is sellingcarsoncity.com. So SELLING, carsoncity.com. You can message me.
I got it right there.
Perfect. Thank you. You can message me on there, and my cell phone number is on there as well. And if there's any real estate agents that are watching this, and hopefully there are, I would tell you to get involved in your local association on whatever level that you're comfortable with, whatever level that you feel that you can give your time and effort to. Get involved in a committee, show up to the events at the bare minimum, get your CE credits through the association. So get involved in your realtor association. It will really benefit your career.
Well, thank you again, Garrett, and thank you for everyone that's watching. Definitely keep an eye out for next live chat. Thank you for your time, and yeah,
Thank you
happy
for having me.
Thursday.
Really appreciate it.